Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Grace, peace, and many blessings to you all. How are you doing? What's going on with you? Shalom, as well as shalom to all of the brothers and sisters out there. So shalom, as well as many of you who have shalom me. So I shalom you back. But grace, peace, and many blessings to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. I have some... Before we get into the lesson, I have some news that I am going to be doing. I want to just talk about some things about 2019, what's going on with 2019. And so shalom as well. Shalom to everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And so I want to talk about 2019. Got some things going on in 2019. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom to all the ox and the cotes, brothers and sisters. Grace, peace, and many blessings to you all. What's going on, Brother David? What's going on? Brother David, I remember Brother David, he started following me when I was on Periscope a couple years ago. He was following me on Periscope a couple years ago, and I see you're still doing the work of the Most High. So 2019, what's going on, Pastor Hayward Brockington? How you doing, man? Brother Ernest Holton, what's going on? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is blessed. Auntie Evelyn, hello, what's going on? How you doing? Everyone out there. So I just want to talk about some things going on in 2019 as before we get into the lesson. So I'm just giving brothers and sisters the opportunity to jump in here and go from there. Brother Finn Ramsey, what's going on? What's going on with you? What's going on, everybody? So just giving everybody a chance to jump in here. Let me see here. Got some invites. Just sending out some invites right now to brothers and sisters. I know some people may get the notification late. But we are definitely going to be transitioning into doing some more things. And so I want to give an update of a lot of things that's going on as well with conferences, events, gatherings, congregations, all of that good stuff. Okay, brothers and sisters will be coming. Let's see here. Just trying to get. And I wish they just had a button where you could just hit the button and send it to everybody. But unfortunately, that's not the case. They make you go through this whole process, whole list of sending this to people. But anyway, all right, what's going on, Brother Marcus? How you doing? I think it's, I'm hoping I say that right. Brother Maricus. Maricus. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, brother. What's going on, Sister Barbara Blackwell? Hope to see you at the feast. Brother Bobby Allen Jr., what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, brother. How you doing? Shalom to you as well. My sister Tabitha, I got to get Tabitha. We haven't done a live in a minute. Definitely powerful sister. Awesome teacher. Shannon Bivens, I be seeing you, Sister Tabitha. You be clowning on them videos. I be seeing you. Brother Marcus Campbell, what's going on? Let's see here. Hold on. I'm just trying to get everybody here before we start getting into some of the news and the teaching. All right, some of the news and the teachings. We'll get into Sister Essie Square. What's going on? Shalom, sister. How you doing? I'm not gonna hold you long. Tap the pic. You want to do side by side? Oh yeah. Definitely. I already know. Thanks, Brother Dave. But here's the thing, 2019, we got some things. Brother Chris Hayes, What's up, man? I'm going to give you a call. Just got busy. Brother Tony, what's going on? Shalom to you as well, Brother Tony. Boom, Jacksonville. So we'll get started, and others will get a hold of things. 2019, we got some things. We got of course we got the conferences coming up. We will be planting another location, which is going to be, of course, many of you probably seen Raleigh, North Carolina. We also have my brother Deacon Eric Redico on here, who is will be the deacon there in North Carolina. And so we have that going on. And so I'm going to be shifting majority of the lives that pretty much all of the lives I won't be teaching 2019. I'm going to do 90% of my teachings will be on YouTube. Okay, Brother Kenneth Wilson, what's going on with you? I will be streaming live. I'll be doing my live Bible study teachings, live conferences, live events. All of those things will be streamed from my YouTube channel. So it's very important that you subscribe to the YouTube channel to get notified. In 2019, okay, starting January, we got about 2 weeks, I will be doing the lives from YouTube, okay? My YouTube channel is It's Majors 1, all right? I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen here. Hold on, let me see it. Let me make sure I can get it here. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Because that's where I'm going to be from now on, okay? Starting January, all right? Starting January, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because when I go live from doing the Bible study lessons, live, if I'm guest speaking somewhere, live, the conferences, whatever's going on, it will be from my YouTube channel, okay? YouTube channel, all right? YouTube channel. Thanks, Sister Tabitha. Thank you as well. Got to get you on. We got to talk. Man, Sister Tabitha, man, she keep it 100. She's a 100 Cote, man. She keep it 100. So we definitely got to get together. Got to get you on the live and talk about some things. Been praying for you and the loss, but not so much. I don't like to use the term the loss, but we would definitely see my brother, your husband. We would definitely see him in the resurrection, and so I'm definitely. I see that everything is going well with the family and whatnot. So I know you're a strong sister and whatnot. So it's been truly a blessing. Sister Beverly Thomas, what's going on, Sister Beverly? How you doing? Beverly Thomas Holiday, how you doing, sis? All right. Do we have to have YouTube Red? No, I don't think you can have just regular YouTube to see it or whatnot. Just go to the channel. The link right there is in the message area, and click on and go ahead and just subscribe to the channel. I went over there and did a test run just a few minutes ago. I did a test video. So brothers and sisters were getting on. That was my first test video. They were getting on. So I will be on YouTube. So definitely the link is in the I have pinned it down there. It's Majors 1. Go there, subscribe to the channel. That way, all the conferences, all the events, all the gatherings, services, Bible study lessons, all of those things. When I'm doing lessons on, no matter what it is, dealing with Kemet or whatever the situation may be, dealing with a lot of things, all types of doctrines. Okay. I will be over there. James 1:1 is coming in June. So we would definitely be streaming James 1:1 as well for those who live at a super far distance that can't make it. But we encourage you to press out. It costs you nothing to do that. And so it's definitely something that you don't want to miss. We will be having brothers and sisters being baptized this year again, in 2019 again, and all those things. So don't feel free to go on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. I will be only teaching from YouTube. All right. Unless it's something that's just, hey, what's going on, Sister Tayana? I hope you watched the video. We'll definitely talk on the phone, whatnot, answer your questions and things like that. But definitely subscribe to the YouTube. I can't stress that enough. Subscribe. Because starting January, the first week in January, I'm going to be streaming live the Bible study lessons and everything. All of the events, all that stuff will be going on my YouTube channel. Okay, be going on my YouTube channel. Looking to just expand in some things. I got some things working that I'm working on behind the scenes that I haven't talked about and whatnot, that I'm waiting for everything to just to run its course. But we got a lot of things going on. And definitely want to keep you guys updated. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. I'll come back and talk about the YouTube again after this. We're going to get into our lesson. All right. We're going to get into the lesson today. All right. Destroying, the temple, destroying your temple. Okay. Destroying the flesh. All right. Destroying the flesh. Okay. That's what we want to deal with today. All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this. All right. Destroying our flesh, or tearing down. All right. Tearing down our temple. All right. Tearing down our flesh. Hey, Pastor Clarence Brown, what's going on? What's going on, Pastor Clarence Brown? Definitely powerful, anointed brother. Definitely, if you're just not tuning in, make sure you want to subscribe to the channel. We have Pastor Brown is coming to B.O.O.M Church as well in 2019. We got a lot of brothers and sisters that are coming to B.O.O.M Church in 2019. So a lot of things you're going to see, it's not going to be on Facebook Live. It's going to be on YouTube. So I want y'all to subscribe to the channel, all right, on YouTube, so that way we can make sure that everyone is updated and know what's going on with the conferences and events and gatherings and all of these different things. It's going to definitely help you. So subscribe. But we want to talk about tearing down the flesh. All right. The temple. All right. Tearing down our flesh. All right. This is something that is very important that we need to make sure that we get and grab a hold of because it's very important. All right. Shalom, brother Ben Yehuda. All right. So we're going to deal with this. We're going to go to the Gospels. Okay. And it's very important that we understand that Christ is the only way. He's not one of many ways, but he is the only way. All right. And it's make sure that we understand that we preach and teach salvation. All right. That is our duty and our command that Christ has given us, to make sure that we go into the world, to the four corners of the earth, and preach the gospel of salvation. Okay. Understanding, teaching of gospel of salvation, repentance, all right, living right. Some call it holiness. Some call it living righteous. Many of us say keep the commandments, all of that. Okay, we got an understanding of that. Okay, but there's only one way, and that is through Christ. Okay, now let's look at this. We're going to go to John chapter number 2. All right. Shalom, Brother Jalen. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what we're going to be doing the lives and lessons at coming this January. All right. Coming this January. Let's look at this here. We're going to go to John chapter number 2. I'm not going to hold you long. I promise. I'm not going to hold you long. Okay. It's a few verses that I think that is powerful and very important. John chapter number 2, and we're going to start at verse number 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, or Yahushua went up to Jerusalem. Okay, listen to this. All right, went up to Jerusalem. All right, so we understand the foundation is being laid in the passage of scripture that we're dealing with. All right, We're talking about the Passover is at hand. It is close to Passover. That is the context that we're going to understand, because I hear people saying this all the time. When we get into this particular body that we're dealing with in this particular passage, it has to deal with selling in the temple. And many people fail at understanding the context of why Christ was tripping. Okay, this is important for us to understand why Christ was tripping. All right, here it is. The reason why Christ was tripping is because Passover was at hand, meaning that it was time to have the feast. It was time to have Passover, and you prepared yourself a certain kind of way going into this particular feast. But guess what? We're going to find out that these brothers in the temple, they disregarded preparation for the feast, and they were so busy about making their money till they weren't preparing of one of God's sacred days. All right, one of his sacred feasts, one of Yah's sacred feasts. So this is why Christ is tripping. Okay, it's important for us to understand these things and not just throw things out there just to be throwing things out there saying, see, look, you buying and selling in the temple. First of all, understand context. The context and the importance of this particular passage, it's Passover. It's close to Passover. Prepare yourselves a certain kind of way. Okay? If it wasn't Passover, okay, if it wasn't Passover, Christ wouldn't have been tripping about that. See, we make it seem as though Christ is tripping about something that he ain't really tripping about. No, he like, look, this is one of all the feast days are important. They're all important, okay? They're all important, okay? They're all important. But this is the Passover. It's approaching Passover time. Brothers want to try to make a big deal saying, oh, look, you buying and selling in the temple. That's not what he was tripping about. He wasn't tripping because they were buying or they were selling. He was tripping is because it's Passover. It's Passover. You prepare yourself a certain type of way leading up to it. Was so close to Passover that they disregarded, because why? They had gotten so accustomed to just doing things just to do it. Okay, they made the feast days out of a ritual, and they weren't embodying it. It had not entered into the spirit. So this is why he's tripping. Okay, look at this here. Let's start at verse number 13 again. It says here, and the Jews' Passover was at hand. Listen to what he says. And Yeshua, or Yahweh or Jesus, whichever one you subscribe, okay, went up to Jerusalem. And found in the temple those that sold oxen. He's like, wait a minute, it is almost Passover. We are a day or two from Passover, and y'all in this mug, y'all ain't even preparing the temple at all. For one, you're not preparing your own body, and two, you're not preparing the place where the people are going to come to meet. You are not preparing the place for where the people are coming to me. Y'all should be going right. It's 2-3 days before Passover. You should have, first of all, any and everything doesn't matter. You shouldn't be worried about this. Right? For one, get that close to Passover. You don't work. You ain't working. You're not working anywhere. Okay? Because your mind is so focused on making sure that your body is right, that your heart is right, that your mindset is right, that you should be in prayer and consecration leading up to the day of Passover. You don't prepare your mind and your body, your heart, and consecrate yourself the day of Passover. You should be coming to the temple already in worship. Not when you get there. See, this is the problem. Many of us, we come and then we try to get into it. No, you should have been preparing yourself the whole week up until the time it's time for you. When you walk into the temple, you should be in so much of a level of worship. You should be so consecrated. Your heart should be so right to the point where when you get there, when people walk into the place, they are so impacted by the presence of the Most High Yah to the point to where they shouldn't have to look around. When they hit the door, when they hit the parking lot, They should already feel the presence of the Most High, because we don't just enter into worship. We don't visit worship. No, we reside there all day, every day. So we have to destroy our flesh from getting in the way. And see, here's the thing. Look at what it says right here. He says in verse number 14, it says, and found in the temple, it's close to Passover, and found in the temple those that sold oxen, sheep, dove, and the changers of the money sitting. They sitting like it's cool. You 2-3 days before Passover. You are a day to 3 days before Passover, and you sitting in the temple chilling. Y'all talking about everything but Passover. Y'all talking about everything but the Most High. Y'all selling everything but getting yourself ready. Because see, here's what they was going to do. What they were going to do was they trying to make all their money before Passover, all the way up until the hour of, and they're going to run home and try to come to the temple like they always have been doing ritualistically. Then come, and raise their hands like they just so into the Most High. Like they just so into the Most High. When really, no, you're not. You're faking. You didn't prepare yourself. You didn't prepare yourself before that. No, you were too busy trying to make your money. Your priorities, okay, your resource is your own hands. Did he not tell Moses to tell the children of Israel in Deuteronomy, when you stop becoming prosperous, when money starts flowing to your hands, need not say that my hands have gotten me this wealth? Did he not tell Moses to warn the children of Israel about that? So guess what? Their priorities of getting a paper was more important than consecrating and preparing themselves for Passover. Because why? They believe that their own hands is their wealth. They believe that they're the God, that they're the one that makes things happen. No, brothers and sisters, this is what Christ was pissed off about. He was ticked off about that. Let's keep reading here. Look what it says. Verse 15. And when he had made a scourge, a small cord. Oh, listen to let me tell you. See, Christ always showed flashes of he'll kick your behind. All right. We want to act as though Christ, he was the lamb. Because he really could have just killed everybody. He could have really just snapped his finger, all right, like Thanos, and everybody would have just vanished. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that because he didn't come to be the lion. But he has shown flashes. Because I mean, go on YouTube right now. There are videos of lambs turning on their owners, turning on their shepherds. There are videos of lambs turning on their shepherds. Don't get it twisted and think a lamb, all right, won't turn on your behind or bite your behind, okay? Don't get it twisted and thinking a lamb won't put no hands on you, all right? There are videos where lambs just straight up bucked and ran over, all right? Ran over their shepherd, okay? So here it is. You have the lamb that's there, but the lion is inside the lamb. The lion of Judah is inside the lamb of the Most High, okay? So don't get it twisted. He just knows his assignment. You know, it's just like you have Moses would be considered a lamb. He was soft, passionate. But what happened? When the people took Moses off, he struck the rock. That lion came out of him. Okay? It came out of him. All right. So don't get it twisted here. Okay? But look what it says right here in verse number 15. It says he took a small cord. Man, he went through the temple tearing their behind up. He went through the temple tearing their behind up. He went through the temple tearing their behind. Let me tell you something. See, do you not know? Do you not know what the Father did for you on Passover? And you got the nerve to be sitting here not preparing yourself to honor the Father? Because that's what the feast days are. Honoring it. See, some people think because you keep a feast day, you in bondage. No. We ain't in bondage. We appreciate. See, I can't give my pastor an appreciation day and not honor my Heavenly Father. It can't happen. It can't happen. No, if we're going to give the pastors an appreciation day, we need to be appreciating the Most High for what he's done for us. Okay, so I have no problem with a pastor's appreciation day. I don't have no problem with that. But guess what? the Father's appointed feast days, I'm going to honor him because that's what it's about. It's about showing honor for what he's done. So this is why we do what we do. Okay, this is why we do what we do in showing honor towards him. Yes, we honor him every day, but at the same time, we know that there were certain things that he's done throughout the course of history, all right, that deserves to be reminded and showed honor to. So this is why Christ is mad. This is why he got he done got a cord and running through the temple, tearing they behind up. You don't get your behind out of here. You know better than this. You should be preparing yourself. Christ went crazy up in there. All because they were disrespecting his Father's house and disrespecting the Father at the same time. Now, it's a bad thing when somebody cuss your mama out or cuss your daddy out and tear their house up. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're not finna tear my house up and disrespect me at the same time. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You're not going to do that. Okay? Shalom, Hosea. What's going on, brother? All right, shalom. Hey, listen, everybody. Don't forget if you're just not joining. All right? Starting January, I will be doing my Bible study lessons and events and conferences as well as services from my YouTube channel. So I won't be on Facebook. All right. So make sure that the YouTube channel is down at the bottom. Make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when I go live. Okay. But look at look at this here. Okay. We know the context is it's not about them actually just selling and buying. The problem was it was Passover and they should have been consecrating themselves, getting ready for Passover. Okay. But they was too busy about making their money that they didn't care about honoring and preparing and consecrating themselves and getting ready to enter into the courts with praise and being able to honor the Most High for what he's done during Passover, okay, with the forefathers. All right, so let's look at it. Let's keep reading here. We're down at verse number 15. It said he got the small cord. He drove them all out of the temple and the sheep and the oxen and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables. Listen to what he said. Listen to this. He's attacking the things that they feel is their source because they disrespected the one who provided for them to be able to have a resource. All right, let me say that again. He's mad because they are disrespectful to the one that is their source, because they're relying and showing more honor and putting in more time for the resource or to the resource, which the sheep, all right, which is the sheep, the oxen, and you got the money changers there, okay, and got the money changers there. That's their source. They're saying my hands have got me this wealth, which is a direct violation of the Torah, which Moses was told to tell the people, need not say that your hands have gotten this wealth. And that's what they were doing. That's the reason why Christ was hot with them. Okay, let's keep reading. Look what it says in verse number 16. And said unto them that sold doves. Listen, so now he's talking to them directly. At first, he was just talking, throwing over stuff. He's talking to everybody. He got his cord in his hand, spanking and tearing people behind up, tearing grown folk up. Okay, so you're never too old to get your behind tore up, especially when you're acting like a child. Just because you 50 years old, that don't mean that you're an elder. Let's get that understood. Let's get that understood right now. There's a level of maturity that comes into being an elder. Okay? There's a level of maturity when it comes to being a big ox. There's a level of maturity that people look up to as being a father in ministry. Okay? Just because you're 50 years old, all right, somebody that's 20 can be your elder because of their level of spiritual maturity. Hey, shalom to Sister Monica, B.O.O.M, Jacksonville. All right. There's a level of maturity that comes to this thing. We have to stop putting people in position of being elders, big ox, and all these other folks. All right. Pastor, apostle, bishop, all because of their age. all because they've been in ministry so long. I don't care if they've been in ministry 200 years. That don't mean that you are a level of being a moray. That don't mean you are spiritually mature to be known as someone to look up to. Your time doesn't matter. It's your level of maturity. It's your level of development. All right? That's what we got to understand. These jokers was grown. Okay? They were grown. In fact, remember Christ said, he said, listen, you want to enter into the kingdom? You have to humble yourself as a child. You have to be submissive. You have to be submissive to the Heavenly Father. This is not an age thing. He's not saying that he's not talking about the age of the child. He's talking about the posture and the obedience of the child. You could be 50, 60 years old and a disobedient child. Okay? You could be 5 years old and an obedient child. Okay, what's going on? Shalom, Brother Yusuf. All right, hey, shalom, Sister Lisa Navarro. Hope y'all can make it to James 1-1 again this year. How are you? We definitely been praying for you. And as James 1-1, we've always believed that you are healed, sister. As James 1-1 was, we always believe that you are healed. Okay, so let's keep reading. Now, look what it says here. He says in verse number 16. Look what it says. Shalom, Sister Tina Marsh. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence. He said, man, if you don't get this junk out my face. See, don't get confused with, oh, he ain't saying it like he's Shakespeare. Take these hence. Get these things. Take these things hence. Remove these. No, he's tripping. He ain't talking like that. He's already turning over tables, so you know he's mad. He said, if you don't get this junk out my house, I know something. If you don't get this junk out my house, you think that I whooped y'all behind with a cord. You better get your behind out the house, get your behind up, go take you a bath, get your behind up, and make sure you iron your clothes, get your behind up, and make sure you brush your teeth, and you better not come out that room without the room looking right. That's what Christ's talking about. That's what he's tripping about. You sitting right here trying to wait till the last minute to do something, and it's about time for us to go to worship. Get your behind up out of here. Get your behind off the cell phone. If you don't get up out of here and get this, matter of fact, go downstairs and clean out the doggone kitchen. Go wash the dishes. You ain't doing nothing until you clean up around this house. Get this junk get this junk hence. Get it out my face. Get this junk out my house. This is what he's saying. Look what he says. In verse number 16 of John chapter number 2. Take these things hence. Make not my Father's house a house of merchandise. He said, listen, get this junk up out of my house. How dare you sit up here, and then when it's time for everybody to go, you want everybody to wait on you. This is what Christ's talking about. Get this junk out of my house. Everybody done took their showers. Everybody got their clothes. We about ready to get in the car, and you've been in the room doing nothing. You've been in the room doing nothing the whole time. You done had 2 hours to get ready, and you ain't even got out the bed. You still laying in the bed with your hair doggone wrap and everything else. You know doggone well service is at 11 o'clock, and yet you want to get up at 10 o'clock and try to get ready. No, get this junk up out of it. Christ came in there with a cord, tearing their behinds up. Tearing their behinds up. There ain't no Romans running the temple. See, that's what they was mad at Christ about. Because Christ cut their behind. Christ, let me tell y'all something. Christ was so hard on the Hebrews. He had every right to be hard on their behind. Because you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to know better. That's why he was hard on their behind. If they were just some Gentiles or some regular folks, he wouldn't have been tripping on them because they don't know better. Some folks who were ignorant, some folks who didn't know, he wouldn't have been hard on them. But these are folks that's in the temple that know better. They know Passover is nigh, and yet they around here doing their thing, tripping, chilling, acting like they ain't got to get ready. Ain't got to get ready. And folks want to get mad, talk about people. No, Christ was extra gangster on Israel. You've been given the law. You've been given the law. You ought to know better. You ought to know how to conduct yourself. You ought to know how to talk. You ought to know how to dress. You ought to know how in every aspect you know better, because it's been given to you to show everybody else how to do it. But guess what? No, you ain't gonna do it. You want to act just like a heathen and call a heathen when the heathen don't know better. But you want to call the heathen a heathen because the heathen don't know better, but you know better and acting like a heathen. Guess who got the biggest judgment? Your behind. That's why Christ came in there with that cord, tearing they behind up. And to be honest with you, the Christ gonna come through again, tearing y'all behind up. This time, he ain't gonna physically tear y'all behind up because he's in the spirit. But guess what? He ain't got to grab a cord now. Now he just put something on your behind. He closed doors in your face. He shut people's ears to your voice. That's how he do you now. That's how he do you now. He tear your behind up because now you wonder why you lost your job. He tear your behind up that way. Matter of fact, it hurts more now because he take things from you that you depend upon. That's how he tear you up now. That's how he tear your behind up now. That's how he tear your behind up now. And you wonder why. You think it's Hasatan. No, it ain't Hasatan. It's the Most High tearing your behind up. Tearing your behind up. You talking about the devil. The devil ain't at your house. The devil ain't thinking about you. That's Christ tearing your behind up. That's the reason why you can't grow. Because Christ tearing your behind up. Because he like, you ought to know better. I'm not going to, listen, Christ is not going to he's not going to send people your way and you're going to make them 10 times worse of a devil than they was before they came to you. No. He's not doing that. Clean up your temple. Get your house in order. Get your house together. Stop pointing at everybody else and talk about how dirty their house is. When your house, first of all, you got all the things that you need. You got a vacuum, you got a mop, you got a broom, you got a carpet cleaner, you got everything. And your house look like dirt, look like trash. But yet you want to talk about the person's house who ain't got who don't have a dirt devil. You want to talk about the person's house who ain't got no broom. You want to talk about the person's house who ain't got no mops. You want to talk about everybody else's house who don't have the things that you have. You say you got all the tools and yet your house looking just like the person that ain't got it. Y'all need to be, you are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. And this is what Christ was tripping on. That's why they couldn't stand him. Because you know what? He brought attention. He shined a light on them. See, the people were too afraid to shine the light on the leaders who was being hypocrites. See, the people was too afraid of it. See, just like many of y'all today, y'all are too afraid to shine the light on the dirt of your brothers. But guess what? Christ wasn't ashamed. He wasn't afraid to do that. You know why? Because he understood that God was with him. So therefore, look at my job is to shine the light on you who say you know better. Here it is right here. It's right on your behind. Okay? It's right on your behind. All right? It's right on your behind. Now what you gonna do? I don't fear you. You know why I don't fear you? Because you don't make my platform. That's why I don't fear you. I don't fear you because you're not my resource. That's why I don't fear you. I don't fear you because you are not my source. Yah is my source. Yah is my provider. So therefore, I'm not dependent upon you. I don't care if you block me, unfriend me. I don't care what you do because you do not make me. The Father makes me. He opened doors for me. And therefore, you would understand that. But no, you too busy worried about your buddies. That's why you and your buddies in the temple selling, buying, trading, doing all that kind of stuff in the temple when it's close to Passover. Because you don't care about Passover. You don't care about the feast day. You just care about looking good on the feast day. Just like them. You care about making as much money as you can up until the feast day. You ain't preparing yourself. You ain't consecrating yourself. You ain't getting your mind right. You're not getting your spirit man right. You're not getting your heart right. So that way when you enter into the courts, enter into the temple with praise, that you already have been rejoicing the whole week that's leading up until the doggone Passover, yet you ain't doing that. You are only prepared for the Passover, you're only prepared to go into the temple on the day of. And you wonder why the Father looked at you and said, I ain't opening one door for you. I'm not opening one door for you. And you wonder why, because you think that you're in a high position here, because you're in the position here, but yet you wonder why David get chosen over you simply because his heart right. Simply because he's gotten his body in lined up spiritually. He's consecrated. He's doing his job by tending the sheep, but you got arrogant. You think because your buddies pat you on the back. You think because your buddies talk about how great of a teacher you are. You think that you're at such a level to the point where you can't be brought down. But guess what? Your days are numbered. Guess what? The Father always comes walking. And when he comes walking, he will expose. That's a part of his grace and mercy, because he could kill you, but yet he exposed you. See, he could have killed you, but yet he exposed you. A part of his mercy and his grace is exposing you and not killing you. I would rather be exposed than be killed. I would rather be exposed than to be killed. All right. I would rather be exposed than be killed. So guess what? The Father is exposing, because he could have killed some of y'all behind. Christ exposed them, turning over the tables, cussing they behind out, whooping they behind with a doggone cord, when he really could have killed them. He really could have killed them. But instead, he took away the things that they were codependent upon, to show them that the only reason why you got this sheep, the only reason why you got this dove, the only reason why you got these oxen is because I made a way for you to get it. And now that you're not going to give me what's due to me, I'm going to take it away from you. I'm going to take it away from you. And hopefully you'll grab it and understand this time. Because the next time, I may just take you and leave the things. Next time, I may just take you and leave the thing. Sometimes the Lord will take your behind just to show everybody else that he ain't playing. That he ain't playing. Sometimes some people got to die for the Father to get everybody else's attention. I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Some folks got to die because some of y'all so hard-headed to get your attention. To get your attention. He's been taking the resource from you, but that wasn't enough. The resource being taken from you wasn't enough. Death got your attention. Death got your attention. Some people found the Lord because their brother got killed. Some people found the Lord because their sister got killed. Some people found the Lord because their partner them got killed. All the time you kept going to jail, 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 you kept getting arrested, you done got shot at, you done did all these things, and yet it ain't stopped nothing. They robbed you, took your car, they broke into your apartment, they put you at gunpoint, they took all your money and your drugs. That wasn't enough. But guess what? Your closest partner got killed, and that woke you up. That woke you up. That woke you up. Let's keep reading it. Look what it says here. He says here in verse number 17. And his disciples remember. Look, his disciples are there the whole time. They're like, yo, we ain't never seen this. Yo, we ain't seen this Christ acting like this. It was a wake-up call to them. They like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. We've been walking with this brother, and he's been compassionate. He's been showing, he's been healing the sick, opening the eyes of the blind. He's been loving on people. Not once have we seen him act like this. See, there was times too, after this, where Christ got gangsta on them. Now, y'all seen me get gangsta on them jokers in the temple. Now, how long am I going to be with you? Huh? How long am I going to be with you? I done showed y'all this over and over. How long am I going to be with you? See, when he was saying that, we think he just talking all soft and acting. No. Christ was hot. He was angry. He was mad. How long am I going to be with you? You coming out here bothering me? You coming out here bothering. I'm down here trying to sleep. You done see me walk on water. You done see me raise the dead. You done see me heal the sick, open the eyes of the blind, open the deaf ears. You done see me cast devils out of people, and yet you still ain't grabbed hold of the concept yet. You coming down here in the bottom of the ship to bother me of my precious sleep, my rest that I'm trying to get, to tell me that it's a storm out here. It's a storm out here. We need some help. We need some help, Christ. We need your help. Be still. How long am I going to be with you? Do you think I'm going to be with you? Do you think I'm going to be walking with you in this flesh forever? Instead of you just walking with me just to be, because see, some people walk with you just because the crowd chanting your name, but they haven't really embodied your calling. They really don't understand the magnitude of the level of your calling. They just around you because everybody else is like, yo, man, they growing, man, the congregation growing, man, that brother be teaching. Oh man, he's going here, he's speaking to these people, he's speaking to high places, he getting invited to this place. They haven't embodied the totality of your calling and the totality of the mission and why they are attached to you. Some people haven't embodied that. They just think that it's just cool to be around. The Father didn't send you around that person for nothing. You should be seeing where they're going. You should be seeing where they're going, knowing that where they're going, you're going too. This is why Christ said, how long am I going to be with you? You think I'm going to be with you? While you're walking with me, I'm teaching you and showing you. I'm teaching you and showing you. So where I go, you're going too. This is not just about your leader. This is about you. This ain't just about your leader. But if you're going to make other things, if you're just going to be around just to be around, then that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And that's what going to the disciples. He said, listen, y'all need to get it. Peter got it. Peter understood that, hold on. This ain't a guy we just hanging around. This ain't the guy that just showed up on the scene out of nowhere. No, this is the Son of the living Yah. This is who this is. No man can do this. Nicodemus was the same way. Can't no man do this lest Yah be with him. This is why he came to him by night. Man, hold on. Hey, dog, listen, dog. I know that you the one. See, but Nicodemus was afraid of those who was in rulership. He was afraid of his partner in him because they had rank amongst the community. So he want to come to the brother on the low. And that's why Christ was calling him out on stuff. But he understood who he was. Peter understood it. It took the disciples a while to get it because they were so infatuated and caught up with just being around. Man, we got all these people following us. We ain't lacking on eating. He's a great shepherd. He's a provider. He's a father that provides for us. We've dropped everything that we had, all of our jobs, and we haven't missed a beat. We haven't missed a meal. We have always had a place to lay our head. He's taught us and talked to us. When the Pharisees tried to come at us, he defended us. Anytime the Pharisees came, he said, hold on, don't worry about the dog. I got this. Let me take it. See, that's the sign of a shepherd. When there's an enemy that comes around, the shepherd say, hold on, I got this. Don't worry. Y'all sheep back up. See, that's what made David, qualified him to be a leader. Because David knew how to defend the sheep. Therefore, he would be defending the people who are just like sheep. Because sometimes sheep will run up on something not knowing how dangerous it is. So here comes, step back, dog. I got this. I'm going to take care of this. Don't worry about that. Why your disciples do this? They didn't have to answer nothing. But Christ was also not was not making them codependent. So he says, okay, listen, it's time for y'all to go out. Go out 2 by 2. I need you to go out healing the sick, casting out devils. I need you to do all this on faith. They ain't got no ruach. They ain't got no Holy Spirit. Go out there and do this on faith, because I'm going to show you it's 2 compartments to this. You got to have faith and you got to have the Holy Spirit. So now that you're in training, I'm going to teach you how to function and operate in faith, because where you're going, you're going to need more faith than you're going to need faith. Where you're going and the things that you're going to encounter is going to try your faith. So therefore, I need your faith to be built up. So here, while I'm with you, I'm going to help develop your faith. I'm going to help grow you in this area of faith. So look what it says here in verse number 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thy house hath eaten me up. So they knew the law. They knew the law. Okay, because what they're remembering is Psalm 69 and 9. Psalm 69, 9 through 11. That's what's bringing back their remembrance. So they knew the law. And yes, Psalm is a part of the law. See, that's why when people start talking about, oh, the Moses law, the first, no, hold on. Genesis to Revelation is law. Every word that comes out of the Most High Yah's mouth is law. And the Psalms is included. So this is what he says here in verse number 18. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us? See, they ain't got no faith. They ain't got no faith. What signs? See, he told his disciples to go. Go. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about where you're going to stay. Don't take no bags with you. Go. Is that not the same thing he told Abram? Go and I will show. You want to see signs, wonders, and miracles? You want to see how much I can use you? You can't do it by being isolated. You can't do it by being isolated. If you say that you follow me and I'm with you, there shouldn't be a place that you should be scared to go. There shouldn't be a place that you're scared to go. He said, go heal the sick. They don't know what type of sickness these people got. Go heal the sick. Go cast out devils. Go raise the dead. All of this stuff. He's sending them out by 2 to do this. He ain't going with them. Not in the flesh where they can see him. See, when you understand no matter where your foot tread and no matter where you go, the Father is always with you. They were used to him being by their side where they can see him. That was their comfort zone. Now he's telling them, you've been walking with me long enough. It's time for you to graduate. Now I need you to believe without me standing in front of you. You only believe because you're with me. Now I need you to believe when you can't see me, but know that I'm there. See, that's the level of faith that we got to get to. See, we talk about everything else. The people need to build up their faith. You want your family members to come out of sin? Do you got the faith to believe that they can? Do you have the faith to believe that they can? Do you have the faith to believe that that man can get up? I need you to go without me going with you, but I will be with you. Now it's time for you to graduate. See, some of y'all have been on this elementary level for so long that the fathers, it's time for you to graduate past this. Some of y'all just stuck on heritage. Some of y'all are so stuck on heritage, the father said, it's time for you to graduate. It's time for you to graduate. You are stuck on heritage. It's time for you to graduate. It's time. How can you do the greater things? Heritage, that's elementary level. You've learned that. Now what? Some of y'all stuck in Deuteronomy. Some of y'all is stuck in Deuteronomy 28. You can't even go past Deuteronomy 28. It's time for you to grow past that. You are stuck. You are stuck. You are in a ditch stuck. And the problem is, can't nobody help you out because all the people that you put around, they're in the ditch with you. They're in the ditch with you. All the people that you are around are in the ditch with you. And they stuck too. That's why you can't be rescued. That's why you can't be, you stuck. That is a bad indictment that you stuck. You can't even believe. You can't even believe for nothing. Because you've been programmed to be stuck. And then you don't know you stuck. You think you free, but you stuck. You think you're free, but you stuck. Come on now. Let's move on. Let's move on. Look what it says here. They say in verse number 18, then answered the Jews and said, the same ones that he turned the tables over. Look at what they said. They answered the Jews and say, what sign showest thou unto us? What more of a sign do I need to show you? Who else done came in the temple? It should have been a sign to you that I came in the temple and turned the temple and turned over all your stuff, whooped your behind. What more of a sign do you need than a whooping? What more of a sign do you need than a whooping? Huh? Who else have come up in your temple, turned over your money on the floor, set free all of your flock, and talked and went off on you and whooped your behind? What more of a sign do you need that I'm the truth? I ain't in the truth. I'm the truth. This is what Christ said. I am not in the truth. I am the truth. See, that's the problem. See, some of y'all in the truth, but the truth ain't in you. See, that's the thing. Christ said, I'm the truth. I'm not in nothing. I am the truth. I am it. So therefore, you asking me to prove something to you, and I don't need to. I walk in the authority. That should be enough. You should recognize me and know that I am the authority here. Because don't nobody do what I'm doing unless they got authority. And this ain't no man authority. This is not no authority given to me by a man. Because I don't roll with none of y'all partners. Christ said, listen, just so you don't get it twisted into thinking that you're going to call the high priest and ask him, do you co-sign this cat? No, I'm going to let you know right now, straight up. So you don't waste your time with calling the high priest. So you don't waste your time with calling your top moray. The authority has been given to me by the Most High. That's why I can come up in here and tearing this thing out. And not only that, it's Roman guards all outside. They hit a ruckus. Not one Roman came in there. Not one Roman came from outside to see what was going on. You know why? Because I'm pretty sure the Romans say, I'm so glad somebody came and whooped these hypocrites and whooped they behind good. Even the Romans probably was glad that somebody came in here and whooped these hypocrites. Christ showed out. Showed out. Look what it says right here. He says in verse number 18, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? So you doing these things, you doing this, then show us a sign or something. You doing this stuff. Prove to us that you greater than a man. Prove to us that you greater than a man. Since you doing this. So now they still trying to give him orders. They trying to tell him what to do in his father's house. And he just turned over their junk. Just tore they behind up, turned over everything, cut the straight food, and they got the nerve to ask him to show them a sign. He said, all right, I got something for you. This is what I got for you. And Jesus answered and said, unto them, here's what I'm going to do. I could break this down for you and tell you really what I'm saying, but you're not even worth it. I'm going to just give you a parable. Let me tell you something. When you seen Christ give these so-called learned men parables, you know what he was doing? He was actually disrespecting them. He was actually saying, listen, you're not even on my level. I'm not going to waste my time having a basic, decent conversation with you. I'm going to give you a parable to show you just how illiterate and how uneducated you are. That's why he was doing it. That's why he shot them a parable. He should look at what he says. They got the nerve to ask him to do a sign, to perform for him. All right. But guess what he says? He says, destroy this temple and in 3 days I will raise it up. He straight disrespected them. Y'all not ready for me, dog. That's what it is. Y'all ain't ready for me, partner. Y'all ain't ready for me. I'm going to do this here. Matter of fact, not only am I going to disrespect you, but I'm going to make you mad with what I'm about to say. I'm going to make you mad with what I'm about to tell you. Destroy the temple. They so carnal, they still don't get it. Look what they says here in verse number 20. Look what it says. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building. And wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? They said, man, we built this temple 46 years. And you talking about you're going to raise it up in 3 days? They so carnal. See, this goes to show that their mind, that their body, their soul, and their spirit wasn't prepared for Passover. They was too busy making their money because they was carnal. So guess what? They more concerned about if this cat tear this temple down, we ain't gonna be able to make no money. That's what they saying. You're gonna raise it up in 3 days. Listen. Listen, we willing to tear it down. If you can raise it up in 3 days so we can keep making our paper. That's really what they were saying. You're gonna raise this up in 3 days? Now, if you can guarantee that it's going to be back up in 3 days, we'll tear this thing down. We're willing to lose 3 days of money just to see you do this. Because guess what? If you do this, we can make some money off of you. If you tear this temple down, if we tear this temple down, this temple been 46. If we can tear this temple down, we can raise up in 3 days. You know how much money we can make? By that same thing with Lydia in the New Testament in Acts, when she was running around saying that these are the men of the Most High, while she was working for somebody, making the money, being a fortune teller. They was thinking, man, if this dude raised this up in 3 days, do you know how much money we can make promoting this cat, man? Do you know how much money we can make promoting this cat? If this cat raised this thing up in 3 days, man, look at, man, we will get paid, man. We can get paid. We will have everybody giving us paper. We have everybody giving us paper. Look what it says right here. He says in verse number 21, but he spake of the temple of his body. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about destroying the flesh. See, it's so many people. It's so many people in Israel that are teaching that have not destroyed them. You cannot teach before you destroy your flesh. You can't be raised up before you destroy your flesh. Because if you don't get your flesh under control, eventually it's going to control you. And we have so many people teaching out of hurt and anger because they have not destroyed their flesh. They haven't destroyed their flesh. That's why they teach the way they do. Let me tell you something. If you want, just look at people's life and their character and how they act. And look at the Messiah. The measuring stick is, when you compare the two, I don't care who, even myself. You need to take every person that called themselves a moray or a teacher or say that they're Israelite or a Christian or whatever. You look at the life of Christ. You have to study and you have to pray to get the revelation. Christ is the measuring stick. And you take everybody and compare them to him and line them up. Now, we're not saying that they are the Messiah. But if we're going to walk as he walked, there should be evidence that you looking like him, that you walking like him. Take that person and line them up. Would Christ say that? Would Christ talk like that? Would Christ teach like that? Would Christ do this? Would Christ do that? When you start comparing, see, I'm gonna tell you, you will have a trash can, a trash bag full of folks, and you won't get caught up in following folks that's not of Christ. If you take and say, man, Christ wouldn't have said that. Christ wouldn't have talked like that. Christ wouldn't have acted like that. Christ wouldn't have did that. That's how you do them. That's the measuring stick. But we get so caught up in the crowd and the crowd following people to the point to where we don't examine them. We have an obligation to examine everyone. Anybody that carried this book, Hebrew or Christian, is subject to being a devil. Anybody that carries this book is subject to be a devil. That's why you need to make sure that you marry, because even Hasatan has ministers that parades around as angels of light. Even he himself do. So you can't get caught up in people knowing the book, because Hasatan knows the book. You need to see, are they living the book? Are they walking in the book? Are they walking like the word? Don't get caught up in all this stuff. Get caught up in the name and people arguing over calendars and people. No. Don't get caught up in that stuff. How are they acting? How are they talking? What are they teaching? That's the measuring stick. One thing there will not be an argument about is the character of Christ. It could never be argued. People argue everything else, but the character of Christ can't be argued. Because when you have the character of Christ, and when you walk as Christ walked, and when you do the things that he did, the signs going to follow. The signs is the confirmation that I'm with this person. That's the signs. See, it's not you seeking the signs. I keep telling y'all, the ones who seek the signs are the ones that's wicked because they're running after them. No, you're going to see the sign of the person who Christ is with. And it's not just teaching. It's not just teaching. Teaching is not the final sign of Christ is with somebody. So many people get deceived by people who carry the book. Let's finish up here. Look what it says. In verse number 22. When therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered. See? His disciples remember when he was raised from the dead. They remembered the words that he spoke regarding Psalms. All right, 69. But then not only that, it was brought back to their remembrance what he was talking about, his body, destroying his temple, destroying his body, and his spirit man being resurrected. You cannot teach without a destroyed temple. You cannot teach without destroying and getting your flesh under subjection. Because eventually, your flesh is going to destroy you. Eventually, your flesh is going to rule you. So Christ said, look, verse number 22, wherefore, therefore, he was risen from the dead. His disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Jesus had said. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover, now see that? Listen to this. We read in verse 13, the Passover was nigh. It was close to Passover. Now we're in verse number 23. The Passover is here. That's why Christ was mad. It had nothing to do because they were selling. It had nothing to do it had nothing to do with where they were selling. It was because they weren't preparing themselves to show honor to the Father and show honor to the place that he assigned to worship him. That's what Christ was mad about. Verse 23. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover, in the feast day, many believed in his authority. See that? Look what it says. Many believed in his name. They already knew his name. The people already knew his name. Nobody was arguing about what his name was. They believed in his authority. That's what that's talking about. When we start talking about this name thing, see, people don't understand. The reason why they arguing over the name is because they're not understanding that this is talking about his authority. The people in his day, they knew his name. They grew up with him. They saw him in the stores. They saw him walking in the streets. They saw him all these other places. But they believed in his authority, in the authority he walked in, and knew that Yah was with him. That's what it's talking about. It says, many believed in his name when they saw the miracles. When they saw the sign, they knew that the authority that he walked in was of the Father. This ain't got nothing to do with no A, B, C, D, E, F, G, alphabets, letters. This ain't got nothing to do with no vowel points. This ain't got to do with no pictographs. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that. No, this is about his authority. That's what this is about. See, they believed in his authority. Why? Because next, the miracles was displayed because of his authority. It says here, when they saw the miracles, which he did. Verse number 24, but Jesus did not commit himself unto them because he knew all men. He didn't commit himself unto them because he know that man is wicked. And man will turn on you. Man will cheer you and shoot you at the same time. Man will cheer you and backstab you the next day. So he didn't commit himself to them because he knew how wicked the flesh is and he knew how wicked men can be. His assignment was to commit to Yah and do what he said. And he was going to fulfill his mission. Look what it says here. Verse 25. And needed not that any should testify of man. He didn't need nobody to testify. He didn't need nobody to co-sign him. He didn't need nobody to say, hey, look, you know what? Yeah, this is the man of the Most High right here. Yeah, y'all need to come rock with him. Nah, he didn't need that because he was already resolved in who he was. He already was resolved in who he was. He was already knowing who he was. He didn't need validation from man to walk in his authority. Do you need that validation? Just because you have a father in ministry, just because you have some form of spiritual leader, or just because you have, that's not saying that you need somebody to co-sign you, all right, in that manner, according to man's doctrine. Because we see all throughout the scriptures that pretty much everybody, 95% of the folks had someone that they followed, that they learned from. So he's not talking about that. What he's saying is, all right, he's saying is during that day and age, men sought validation from leaders to be resolved in who they were. The Pharisees would go across seas to the middle seas to find someone that they could convert just to put them under them, to make them feel like they was an authority. So Christ said, I don't have to do that. I know that's what y'all do in that day, but I don't have to do that. I'm already resolved in who I am. Verse number 25, and needed not that any man should testify of man, for he knew what was in man. He knew that sin was in man, and man will champion you, and man will clap for you, and man will hug you and kiss you on the cheek and betray you the next hour. That's what Christ was talking about. Brothers and sisters, don't forget, starting January, I will be doing Bible studies as well as our service will be conducted via live as well as conferences and all that. It will be shown on on my YouTube channel. We're pulling away from Facebook Live, so definitely make sure you subscribe. Okay, it's right there at the bottom. YouTube.com/ItsMajors1. Make sure that you go and subscribe. Excuse me, if you have not subscribed already. That way you can get notified when I go live, and you can still catch the Bible study lessons. Not only that, but you can also be able to see the conferences and events, all types of things like that. That will definitely be a blessing. So definitely feel free to share that. Have your family members, friends, everyone go on there and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified. Also, there are other videos. My channel has a lot of videos that you probably missed. One of the videos that I know a lot of sisters talk about, and they want to know what confirmation is dealing with the menstrual cycle and whatnot. So I have a lesson on there that talks about the menstrual cycle and whatnot. I know others. Yesterday we played the live, the watch party re-recording of I Suffer Not a Woman to Teach, giving a clarity on that. I'm going to also do another live before the year is over with, giving clarity on the scripture of learn from your husband. Okay, that needs to be clarified too. There's so many people out here teaching things, saying all kind of crazy and madness and stuff like that, that we need to make sure that we go back through these scriptures and get a clear understanding of what the Father is saying, and make sure that we're not teaching the traditions of men, because all of us learn from somebody coming into this thing, and yet they learn from somebody. So we need to make sure that we're teaching things properly according to the Spirit and according to what Yah is saying in his word, and not our own or by tradition. Okay. All right. So brothers and sisters, I'll be doing that, clearing that up, getting a breakdown on that. Just like we did this lesson, to get a complete breakdown and understanding of what this means. He's not just tripping about you buying and selling and all this other stuff within the temple. No, he was tripping on them because it was close to Passover. And nobody should be focused more on buying and selling, and it's right there near Passover. All right. You have enough time to get that together and get stuff situated. Okay. And I love you as well. Love all of y'all. Sister Caroline Middleton, I hear that I think you guys are going to be going to B.O.O.M, DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I think I've seen that you linked up with Elder Kevin Waters, who's the Morea over B.O.O.M DMV. Also, we have Feast of Dedication coming up in Atlanta. And don't forget, we got some other things going on next year. Cruise. We got a cruise. We got all kind of, my wife is talking about, she's working on last year. I don't know if many of you sisters came, but it was awesome and phenomenal. The women's conference that they had last year. Many of you who came to James 1 and 1 in Jacksonville, Florida, a lot of brothers and sisters were baptized. All that stuff is going to be awesome this year. Again, we are going back to Jacksonville, Florida, and we will be baptizing. Last year, we baptized over 30 people, and we will be throughout the year. Well, I'm sorry, last year. I'm already in 2019. 2018, this year, we baptized a lot of people. And so we're planning on doing that at James 1 and 1 again. I put out the artists that are performing. My brothers from Rebirth from the Nation, Morris and Josh, Jonathan Lutcher. We have a lot of new artists as well. We have powerful testimony. We have one of our sisters who's coming to give her awesome testimony. She used to live the alternative lifestyle of sodomy, but now she has been delivered and she has a powerful ministry. So we got a lot of great speakers this year. It's going to be awesome. So get to Jacksonville, Florida. Also, we will be putting the Cash App up because it does cost for us to rent the building. So therefore, we look forward to it. If you are near the Jacksonville, Florida area and you're looking for a place to worship, hit us up, hit me up, inbox me, and I'll give you the address. We have Shabbat service in Jacksonville. Also in Atlanta, we have Shabbat service, as well as, of course, the DMV. And we're planning on 2019 launching B.O.O.M Raleigh, North Carolina. And so we're getting ready for that. Also, we've gotten a new place of worship for B.O.O.M Atlanta, all right, which is starting the first week in January. So the Most High is doing some great things. He's moving, doing some great things. So many great praise reports from people of getting healed. We're talking about the Father is healing physically and spiritually. I still believe that that Christ is still a healer and that he can heal your body regardless, no matter what it is. All you have to do is believe and have faith. I think that we have gotten so caught up in teaching more about heritage than teaching the people that Christ still has all power in his hands. And just as he delivered and healed then, he's still healing and delivering now. But he's not going to force himself on you. He's not going to force you to believe. But he is there waiting on you to bring deliverance into your life. I love all of y'all with the love of Christ, man. And don't forget all my true worshipers out there, especially if you say you Judah, you have to be a worshiper, okay? That is definitely the job of Judah, is to worship. And it's all about that, man. All right? It's all about that. All right? America's Allen, inbox me, man. Inbox me, and I'll get you the address to B.O.O.M Atlanta. All right? Definitely get you the address to B.O.O.M Atlanta. Again, also, if you're in the Augusta area and you need a place of worship, my brothers Morris and Josh, Morris and Josh, Rebirth, all right, Augusta, that's where the mother church is down in Augusta. If you need, okay, if you need a place of worship and you're near Augusta, all right, if you also need a place of worship and you're in the South Carolina area, Rebirth is down there as well, okay? So definitely hit me up if you're in the Augusta or the South Carolina area. That way I can get y'all the information and get y'all in contact with one of the Morays down there, Morris and Joshua Rebirth, all right, as well. So definitely hit me up, man, for any inquiries or information. If you would like to sow, all right, into what we do. You can also Cash App $ It's Majors, Cash App $ It's Majors, and it would definitely be a blessing. All right, those of y'all who missed the class, all right, I will be doing the class again. If you missed the class that I taught on dealing with the history before Egypt and the history before Rome, because many people think that a lot of things that we have going on today comes from the Roman Catholic Church. It started way before the Roman Catholic Church. And so that class is $40, a $40 registration. So if you want to take that class, inbox me regarding the class. I will be doing the online class again. We had a great turnout for that class. I'll be doing the class again, okay, and give you all the information and all the sources you need to be able to bring an understanding of what's going on with that. All right. So I love all y'all with the love of Christ, man. Be blessed. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, youtube.com/itsmajors1. All right. And keep me and my family in your prayers, as well as our ministry. All right. And so we'll go from there. All right. Grace, peace, and many blessings to you all. I pray that you cannot eat without eating from the word of Yah. For man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yah. I pray that you cannot drink without drinking from the living waters that flows from Christ. Let the light that is within you shine bright outside of you. And remember to love one another so that the world may know that we serve the true and living Yah. Until next time, all praises to the Most High Yah, as well as his son, our Redeemer, Christ, the Hamashiach. See you guys soon. Shalom.